So welcome Sean Burke to the ARC Energy Investment Forum. Sean is the General Manager for Canada's 2018 Olympic hockey team, and you're also currently the General Manager for the Worlds going on right now in Denmark.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being a speaker at our event. So with the Olympic team, the NHL really disrupted the plan when in September they announced you couldn't have NHL players, and you only had a little bit of time. February is when the Olympics started. So how did you react to that disruption and build a team quickly?
Well, we reacted obviously with a little bit of surprise, but we had prepared. We at Hockey Canada thought it might be on the horizon, and so we started to really get a book on all the players that were available, guys that were playing in Europe, and what it really came down to was starting right away to scout our players and find out who we had, what different leagues they were playing in, and just get out on the road and really watch a lot of hockey games.
Yeah, so is it just about data analytics? You have to get out on the road? Can't you just look at the stats and it's like Moneyball and figure out what the best members are?
Well, analytics is definitely a part of it. I think in hockey we've had enough time to sort of look at the data and see what effect it has, but we really look at it as just a tool. At the end of the day, hockey especially is such a live sport. You want to be there, you want to see guys play. You're hoping that the data supports what you're seeing, what the eyeball test is, and I think that's the role of management is, if you have the right people and you know the game well, that data and those numbers should support what you see when you watch a player.
Yeah, character matters, not just the numbers.
Well, and that's not something you can measure. Character, your heart, your work ethic, and those are all things that are probably the most important thing in making up a hockey player.
So when you had to put this team together very quickly, the players don't really know each other. How do you build that team chemistry so that they can really kind of work as a team and battle back?
Well, a lot of it comes down to having your culture in place, and Hockey Canada is very fortunate. We all remember great Team Canada events. When those players put on that jersey, right away there's a sense of pride. But a lot of it just goes to the players themselves, guys that have come before, the Sidney Crosbys, the Connor McDavids now, and there's just a certain pride when you play for Team Canada. There's also the realization that you might have to accept a different role, and that's not always easy because all these players are very good players, and they come to play on this team. Their role is different. They may have to kill penalties, which they're not used to. They may have to take a third line role, but I think that's all established by the guys that have come before and have been willing to do that. And the other stuff too is just that jersey, what it represents around the world, and how every other team gives you your best game when they're playing Canada.
Yeah, and what do you call it?
The Canadian way.
The Canadian way, yeah. And we think, that we're unique in business as well. There's been a new thing about doing it the Canadian way in terms of business as well. So.
Yeah, and I can see the parallels. I think that once you've established that, it's really easy for the next group that comes along to continue that and to take a sense of pride in that.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today at the ARC Energy Investment Forum.
I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.